Corporate Greed Day. Again.
Morning! See the groundhog?
I swear we just did this. But either way, every year I like to go and speak to all of the best smart home manufacturers in the industry and say, what Black Friday deals have you guys got coming up? And then I can tell you guys about them, and you're literally the first to know. In the description, as usual, as I do every year, is a huge list of the best possible discounts you'll ever see throughout the year for the best possible smart home products. And the best thing about all of this, almost all of them are on Amazon, which means that Jeff Bezos will be able to buy himself another yacht. Almost as greedy as Jake Paul and Mike Tyson.
The first boxing event on Netflix against a living legend, and Jake Paul settling into a rhythm here in round 4. Well, body shot by Jake.
That was sad. I did not enjoy that. Should not. Don't. If you've got Netflix, don't watch it. Now, every company that is going to feature in this video has either sponsored this video or has sponsored a previous video. So I think it's only right that as I tell you about the discounts, I walk around the house and actually show you them installed in kind of like a smart home tour. Here to do that is Paul from the past, who had a bit of a falling out because I slept with his wife. Paul from the past, you realise I've now made a t-shirt on paulhibbert.co.uk that says my former self is a dickhead. It's interesting you should say that, because I've just made a t-shirt and uploaded it to paulhibbert.co.uk that says my future self has no idea the hangover I'm about to give him. Well, he's got me there. Buy either of those t-shirts below, I guess. Right, let's go to where the magic happens. There's no magic. There's no magic. Sometimes there's magic, that's why Theo exists. Look at that! That is the Flic twist, and it's magnetized. It's just magnetized. And that's actually controlling some lights here up in the ceiling, and these ceiling lights are dimmable, but they didn't work with my Aqara light switch. So instead of binning the lights off, I replaced the Aqara light switch with just a faceplate. I just wired the two cables together, and then put this Flic twist over the top, so I can control the dimming. How cool is that? So I can control the dimming, and this is an on-off button. So if you don't really understand how the Flic twist is able to achieve this, it can start Alexa routines at different points on its dial. It can also start Home Assistant routines at individual points on the dial by sending HTTP requests. And this is really easy to set up. You just have a webhooks automation that listens out for the HTTP request and then does literally whatever you want. I've used the Flic twist to do ridiculous things. I've had it start Spotify playlists using its inbuilt Spotify integration, but I've also had it alter the temperature of my TADO radiator thermostats just by having it twist about and start Alexa routines at individual points on the dial to set the individual temperature points within the TADO ecosystem. If you think that sounds complicated, it really isn't. The technology is almost as important as what Nicolas Cage had to say about AI stealing actors' jobs.
The studios want this so that they can change your face.
It's a bit hypocritical there, Nick. You stole John Travolta's face and banged his wife.
I want to take his face. Yes. His face.
He said it! He said it!
They're not cheap by any means, but they are more cheap right now because it's Black Friday. Again, the links are in the description, and you can't beat a Flic button. They might be pricier than some of the others, but that's because they are better than all of the others. They really do last the distance, and having something like this is just the best. How cool is that? Oh, I'm in love with it. And for our next discount, we have to head back downstairs. This little thing has never skipped a beat. This is the Narwal 30Z, and it hasn't eaten a single cable since it was installed. I loved it so much that I decided I would get it plumbed in. So in here is the water exchange unit, and I got a plumber to come and get the water exchange unit plumbed in behind my sinks. Let me show you. All that stuff in there is how it empties itself. So it empties all its dirty water into the sink drain, and it takes all its clean water through that pipe, down through under the dishwasher, and into here, so that I never have to fill or re-empty it. That's not even a sentence. So the water exchange unit does everything for me, and that is just, it's the most beautiful robot ever. It does all your mapping, but it does a much better job of mopping than I think I've seen any other robot do so far. And it uses electrolyzed water, which again is something I've never seen in any other ROBOVAC. So it electrolyzes the water and makes it much cleaner for mopping than you would get if you just had it plumbed in and that was the end of it. I loved it so much that I got another one for upstairs. This one runs upstairs, it gets out of the gym and then floats around the house doing its thing, and it never misses a beat. I don't think it's ever chewed a single cable since we've owned it. And now that we've got a kid, there's just stuff all over the house all the time, and it hasn't once eaten any of Theo's things. How cool is that? Narwal also have discounts on his little brother, the Frio X Ultra, which I still use in the ready room to this day. That's still what I'm using in the captain's ready room. And on the original Frio 2, which is like their budget vacuum and even more ridiculously cheap. Narwal are sadly only available in the US, but there are links in the description if you're lucky enough to live there. If you don't live there and you're looking for ROBOVACs, my next manufacturer has you covered. Check this out. So this is my house, this is the hallway, and as we come through here and into Theodore's room, you'll see that I've got curtains up there that will have, they don't have yet, but they're going to have some SwitchBot Curtain Motor 3s on them. The SwitchBot Curtain Motor 3 is awesome. Easily the best curtain motor I've tried so far because it is the most quiet, and when you've got a little baby and you want to have them gently wake up without them screaming their heads off, which is basically all my child does. Yes. You're gonna want something that can open things really gently and really quietly to wake them up nice and slowly and calmly. So that is something I'm going to be installing, and again, it works with Amazon Alexa, Google Home, Apple HomeKit via Matter, and yeah, if you've got the SwitchBot Matter-based hub, you can connect it to basically anything. So yeah, that's the SwitchBot thing going in there. Not in there yet. Haven't finished automating Theo's room because, you know, babies. Wow. Let's head downstairs. And in this corner, we have the SwitchBot K10 Plus. The SwitchBot K10 Plus is the only ROBOVAC I have ever owned which is able to get underneath these table legs. The table legs are too close together for any other ROBOVAC, and so I've kept the SwitchBot K10 Plus even though I have larger, more powerful ROBOVACs in my arsenal. Insanity. It made it into where it actually made it to the wall. Because the SwitchBot K10 Plus is just so vehement. I don't know if that's even the right word, but it is a beast and it just keeps going until it gets the job done. You can't beat it for a tiny little vacuum. If you're looking for something that mops though, SwitchBot also do the SwitchBot S10. This is nuts. I only actually did that because I wanted to see how well it cleaned its roller. I had no idea it would actually get the floor clean, but there is not a single bit of ketchup there. It took 2 runs, but it got every little piece of ketchup off the floor. That's impressive. I can't believe how clean that is. I mean, that's insane. The robot itself is doing all the cleaning. That thing over there has no such functionality. And this thing is the most incredible ROBOVAC I've ever seen for ingenuity. It's the only one that can be plumbed into the mains, so you can get your water from your mains into your SwitchBot S10, but then can also, because other ROBOVACs can do that, but it can also then take that water to a humidifier and pump water into the humidifier. So there's a little robot butler. The SwitchBot S10 is actually one of the most thorough ROBOVACs I've tried, and if you have carpets, it's the best for actually taking its roller up into its body. Everything else kind of tries to raise things a little bit. This thing actually removes the roller all the way from the ground. If you're interested in any of these products, then as usual, there are links in the description, and you should be just as excited about them as this guy in SwitchBot's advert. All right there, mate. Look a bit mental. In the meantime, back to that dickhead Paul from the past. Aqara are everywhere in my house. If you haven't seen Aqara on this channel, where have you been? Clearly not watching this channel. This is the Aqara FP2 presence sensor. Every time it senses presence in this room, it switches the entire room on, and every time it senses there's no one in the room, it switches the entire room off. And they are on a huge discount at the moment. They are a big deal. If there was ever a time to pick these up, it is absolutely at Black Friday. We've got things like a temperature and humidity sensor for the room. We've got a door lock in this room. There's so much Aqara stuff even in just this room. This lock has been a staple of my smart home for ages now because it's really cool for just getting in and out of this building. I got a light on the ceiling there as well. The Aqara ceiling light is really, really nice if you're looking for that. I'm pretty sure they've got that on discount too. And finally for this room, not finally for my house, but finally for this room is this camera. This thing has a ZIGBEE hub built into it. So all of my ZIGBEE products for this room are connected to that camera, but it's also a security camera and a pan and tilt security camera at that. If you're looking for a pan and tilt security camera that is also a ZIGBEE hub that can connect all of this really cool Aqara stuff, then yeah, that's your cat. Get that cat. And, I've said cat too many times. And I've got so much Aqara stuff basically because it's ZIGBEE and it works so well in Home Assistant. You can connect most of it directly to a Conbee 2 stick or similar ZIGBEE stick in Home Assistant. But also all of the stuff in Aqara works really well via Matter too. So I use Matter as an ecosystem using that camera over there to actually get a lot of the stuff into Home Assistant whilst the stuff is actually directly connected to Aqara's own products. On top of this, if it's not already clear, they work with Amazon Alexa, Google Home, and Apple HomeKit. Good. Aqara have a total of 32 products discounted for Black Friday in the UK alone, and they've got just as many discounted all over the globe. I have got all of those links in the description for you now. Also linked to the description are a whole bunch of discounts from people I haven't even had a chance to talk about. GOVEE, for example. All these lights around my studio are from GOVEE. They make the best lights in the industry, and they have a bunch of discounts below too. There's discounts from LINKNLINK, REOLINK, who all of my security cameras outside of my house will be soon. I'm about to start doing that. EZVIZ, who do a really good Narwal equivalent ROBOVAC for the UK. And BROADLINK, who have 30% off things like their infrared remote controller that will allow you to use Amazon Alexa or Google Home to actually control your TV, to turn it on and off and change channels and do all sorts of cool stuff. All of these things linked in the description. I just wanted to end on a personal note. I have had an insane year. In fact, I've had an insane 2 years. Between moving to this house and Theo being born and having all this done up so it would look good on camera, it's been insane. And it's only been possible because of you guys. I mean, if it was just working for YouTube, I would have quit a long time ago. I work because I know you're at the end of this camera lens and it means something to you. And I'm so grateful for that. I try not to get, I keep getting choked up. I keep trying to do this and I keep failing because I keep getting choked up and I keep having to start again. There's going to be no video tomorrow. And there's no video tomorrow because I am just wiped out. I've been working an insane amount for years now. I put out a video every single Saturday despite the fact it's just me. And every time I want to go on holiday, I spend about a month working throughout the nights and the weekends to make sure that I get a video ahead. And it's not sensible. It's not good for your mental health. So I apologise, there's no video for tomorrow. There is, just rewatch this one. Rewatch this one all over again. And I shall see you next week. And I should probably tell you, I'm probably going to take a week or two off at Christmas because I got to keep this thing straight for my kid and my wife. I'd like to thank my patrons, as I do every week, for making this whole career a possibility. And I am most sorry to them that there's no video tomorrow. If you want to be like those incredible people, or like Mark G, who I'm thanking personally this week, you can do that at either Patreon or buy me a one-off beer at PayPal. And either way, I will genuinely love you forever. These are my Facebooks and my X and my Threads and my Instagrams and my TikToks. Come and hang out there and can be best friends. See you next time.